why knowing what to do still doesn't change your life. What if the reason you haven't changed your life has absolutely nothing to do with not knowing what to do? Most people already know what they should be doing. They know that they should exercise more. They know that they should eat differently. They know that they should stop procrastinating. They know that they should feel more confident. They know that they should stop returning to the same relationships, habits, worries, and emotional reactions. The information is already there. So why doesn't the change happen? Because knowing something consciously and being programmed to do it subconsciously are two totally different things. I'm Coach Armand Dupuis, and for over half a century, I've been studying and teaching people about higher states of consciousness, the subconscious mind, and what I call the operating system of the human mind. And one of the most important things I have learned is this: information rarely changes people. Experience changes people. Let me explain what I mean. Imagine that you purchase a brand new computer program. You read every page of the instruction manual. You watch 10 videos explaining how it works. You understand every feature perfectly, but you never install the program. Would your computer operate differently? Of course not. You have the information, but the operating system has not changed. That is what happens to millions of people. They read books, they watch motivational videos, they attend seminars and make promises to themselves. And for a few days, they feel inspired. But then the old patterns return. Not because they're lazy, not because they are weak, and not because they lack intelligence. The old patterns return because the information was received by the conscious mind, while the lifestyle habit patterns were still operating from the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind controls far more of your daily life than most people realize. Think of something as simple as driving your car. When you first learned how to drive, everything required conscious attention. You had to think about the steering wheel, the mirrors, the pedals, the traffic, the signals. But after enough repetition, driving became automatic. The pattern moved deeper, and now you can arrive somewhere and barely remember portions of the trip. Your subconscious mind was running the program. The same process happens with your thoughts, your emotional reactions, your confidence, your fears, your expectations, your relationships, and even the way you see yourself. The more often you think the same thoughts, the more deeply these thoughts become part of your internal programming. Eventually, you are no longer thinking the pattern. You are living from it. That's why somebody can say, I want to be more confident, but subconsciously still running a program that says, I'm not good enough. They may understand confidence intellectually. They may know all the right words, but the older program is still installed. Many years ago, I worked with young music students. They were not simply given more information about music. They were taught to use their imagination in a very specific way. They created what I call the movie in the mind. They pictured themselves already performing at a higher level. Not someday, not after years of struggle. In the movie, they were already becoming the musicians they wanted to be. Over time, these students began learning far faster than anyone expected. Their external performance started changing because their internal programming was changing. That experience taught me something I have never forgotten. The mind responds very differently to an experience than it does to information alone. This is also why alpha is so important. Most people have heard the word alpha. They may understand the general concept, but understanding alpha intellectually is not the same as experiencing it. Alpha is a different internal state. It is a state in which the mind becomes calmer, more receptive, more imaginative. And when imagination is used correctly from that state, you are no longer telling yourself what you should do. You are beginning to communicate with the deeper operating system. This is where genuine transformation can begin. You see, the problem is not that you need more information. You are already surrounded by more information than any generation in history. And now, with artificial intelligence, information is becoming almost unlimited. The real advantage in the age of AI will not belong to people who can only gather more information. It will belong to the people who can change, adapt, learn, create, and intentionally upgrade the operating system of their own mind. So the next time you catch yourself saying, "I already know this," ask yourself a different question. Have I merely understood it, or have I experienced it deeply enough to change the program? Because knowing is not the same as becoming. Information may point you toward the door, but experience is what allows you to walk through it. That is the purpose of the alpha experience. Not simply to teach you another idea, but to allow you to experience a different way of functioning from within. Subscribe to the channel for more videos about the operating system of the human mind. And in the comments tell me, what is the one thing you know you should change, but you find yourself returning to the same pattern? And when you are ready to experience alpha for yourself, you can learn more about the free alpha experience using the link below. You don't have to believe me. You only have to experience it.